Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you. Of course, pleased to be joined by the one, the only Bryce Poss of Howell Football. Yes, he's got one of my shirts on. Thanks if you didn't notice. No, I did not tell him to wear it. They just pop up like every time I come on here. Makes for a good gift and a good thing, a good Christmas present too. So there you go. You know where to go if you want one. Bryce, how are you, bud?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. Um, Obviously, I know that got a big win in week 9. Good way to end the season. Obviously, the season doesn't continue for you guys, but overall, it was you had some good moments, obviously, and some not so good ones, but overall, you probably pretty satisfied with everything that you guys went through this year.
Yeah, I felt like we were competitive in every game that we played, and felt like our team never gave up, which was huge because even off of a loss, we'd come back the next week in practice, ready to go, ready to just prepare for the next week. So with all the inconsistency we had with injuries and just uncontrollable stuff, I felt like we kept our cool pretty well.
Yeah, for sure. Um, talk about being an offensive lineman. We don't really get a lot of linemen come on to that you talk to. Obviously, what's that like? Obviously, what's it like being one of those guys?
I mean, it's always been the same way. You don't really get much attention from the media, or people don't really talk about you too much, but the people who really appreciate you are the coaches and the players, and that really means more than whatever other people say. So it's nice just knowing that like we're doing all the dirty work for the team and stuff that really gets the job done.
For sure. Take me back to I know that there you've probably had a lot of great moments throughout your high school career in football, or really just in during your K through 12 years of football. So if you could pick out like one story, it could be from this year, it could be from last year, it could be from any year. What would you think? What was your best memory? You think?
Beating Heartland in the playoffs last year was,
Triple overtime game.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, so obviously if you watched your teammates episode we did Sunday, obviously he had a starring role in that. So what kind of where were you in all that?
I played left tackle last year, so I just remember getting the ball back down 7 with like 2 minutes left in the game, 80 yards to go, and that was one of the best drives like I've ever remembered. Just going down the field like 10 yards at a time, just chunking yardage off, and we eventually got up to, I think it was the 7 with first and goal. 3 plays in a row were stopped short, and then that last play, Nolan kind of dove into the end zone. It was amazing. There's no other way to describe it. It was so much fun, just like seeing everybody celebrate after the game and stuff too. After we went out there and scored on 3 straight overtime drives, which is not the easiest thing, especially after the field conditions, playing in the rain and the mud. But that was my favorite game I've ever played in.
Yeah, I can remember that was a pretty wet day if I can remember. Um,
Mhm.
so looking back, of course, at the beginning of the season, you were named. I think you were one of the captains, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, I was.
What was that like being named? That's the kind of something that doesn't really get talked about enough. Being named team captain was there, and obviously that's a big honor because these are people that you not just played with but grew up with throughout your entire life. What does that mean? Like your peers, electing you to that.
It means so much. Just knowing like not only do the coaches trust me and like appreciate what I bring to the team and stuff, but the players do as well, which it means so much because I've been working, as you said, with these guys since like third grade, since I started football. And then now, especially with some of the younger guys, knowing that they look up to me as well is a huge honor that I have to hold up.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Obviously, it's you're going to take away a lot of life lessons from it because it just seems like from talking to all these other athletes, it seems like when saying goodbye to football, it's not unlike any other sports, and no offense to any other sports because everyone has their ups and downs and moments like that, and obviously they're exhilarating, but it seems like it just seems like it's obviously you don't have that many games. It's only once per week you have You get ready for a game, a week of practice. You guys are practicing in the beginning of January and February to get ready for a season that starts in August. So you guys are together for so long. What was that like to just get ready and be part of all that?
It was really fun. Like my favorite experience, just like I said with these guys, said earlier, these guys, I've just been playing this game I love with them for 10 years now. So, it was never a day wasted. I felt like I always went out there, I had fun, just cherished every moment I had because I knew at one point, whether it's now or in a few years, I'm never going to play football again. So it's just, you got to love every moment of it.
And then really just kind of coming in and really, doing all that. And now you have, now it's over. What's the biggest thing that you're gonna miss from it?
Definitely the relationships with the guys. Like the friendships I built were unlike any other just because of how much time I was with them. These guys maybe 3 years ago, I never even knew their name, and now I'd consider them a great friend. It's just something crazy um, that it's able to come out of football is just the best friendships that you can get out of, I'd say, any sport.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: what does football mean to you?
A lot, like determination, toughness, resilience, family. Like I feel as many times as something didn't go our way, we always stood back up as a team, and I felt like everybody was there. And as everybody's going for the one cause, it just means so much more.
Yeah. And obviously, I know you have plans to maybe this is not it for you for your football career, but I know that could be there. I know you're also, playing baseball this spring. You never know where that could lead. So what are your plans for the rest of this year and maybe possibly heading into next year?
I'm just gonna, go with the recruiting process, see where it leads me. If I get a school that I like, they like me, I'll go there. But otherwise, definitely plan on going to college and studying actuarial science. So if something doesn't work out with sports, that'll be my route I'm going to take.
Sure. What was it? So kind of explain what that is for people that may not know. I can't even say it.
It's actuarial science. It's you work for insurance companies like risk management, statistics to calculate insurance rates off of demographics of these people in a certain population.
For sure. All right. Well, Bryce, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. And um, good to talk to you. Pleasure getting to know you this season. And we'll talk to you soon.
Of course. Thanks, Casey.